Hello, I'm Paul Marvell and I'm head coach at the Charity Coach, and I'm here to share with you another tip on how to increase your personal effectiveness. And this time it's something I'm really passionate about, and I hope to be able to share that passion and enthusiasm for it with you. And today I want to talk about mind mapping. Now, mind mapping is something that I've been doing for the past 20 years or so in many areas of my life, from home and into work and into the volunteering work that I do. So I find it actually transformational in the way that I think and act, and the speed of thinking and acting that it allows me to do. So for those reasons alone, I think it's worth listening to what I've got to say. Now, mind mapping dates back over the past 3 decades and was invented by a chap called Tony Buzan, who's one of the leading thinkers on how to use the brain. And I recommend this book here called Tony Buzan, How to Mind Map, as a really low-cost way of getting into mind mapping. It covers all the basics that you will need to know. Tony, of course, has written more advanced books on mind mapping, which you can buy as you get into the subject, but that's a great starting point. So why do I like mind maps? Well, mind maps for me are a thinking tool. They're a way of structuring my thinking in a less structured way than, for example, writing lists provides me. And what I do is use them for anything from writing a shopping list to writing an agenda for a meeting, right up to a quite complex task like writing a detailed paper that I need to put to the board, or even a strategy document. So you can see that you can use them across the board in a wide range of applications. And what they're really good for is taking notes at meetings and summarising what you've read in a particular book, because the big advantage of a mind map is that it summarises a whole load of information on a range of different themes and topics in one sheet of A4 or A3 or even smaller piece of paper once you get used to mind mapping as a technique. So how do they work? Well, they start off with a central theme in the middle of a piece of paper, and I'm going to show you a quick example, and this is an example of how to fit a mind map onto a very small sheet of paper. So this is a mind map that I've done to summarise a chapter in a book that I'm reading on coaching, and the particular framework of coaching is called multimodal coaching. So you can see in the middle of the mind map the heading multimodal coaching. What I'm really struggling for there is a symbol that will allow me to show multimodal coaching in pictographical form, but if you can think of that, just let me know. So you can see a central theme with some branches radiating out from it, in this case systematic, logical, remedial, interpersonal or interpsychic. And what that mind map does is summarises probably 20 pages of book on one very small sheet of paper, and allows me to memorise those particular themes about multimodal coaching. Now, that's quite a complex topic, but you can use mind maps for really quite simple things. Let's start off, for example, on a day-to-day basis with a shopping list. So your central image might be of a shopping trolley, and then radiating out from that, you might have different themes. So fruit might be one of them, cereal, vegetables, meat, fish, and so on. And then from those themes, you can then divide those into different ideas. So vegetables might be green vegetables, potatoes, salads, and so on. So what you can see is that by using a mind map, it allows you to generate ideas far quicker than you would be able to do if you were writing a simple list. Now, what my example of a mind map didn't show as well as if I were showing a more advanced version of a mind map is use of colours and pictures. And although there were some pictures on the example I showed you, there weren't use of colours. Now, the reason for using colours and pictures is that the mind map and the whole ethos behind mind mapping is that it taps in to the right-hand side of your brain, which is the creative side of your brain. And it allows you to think immensely quickly and generate ideas immensely quickly by tapping into that creative side of your brain, and to think laterally outside of the normal ways of thinking. So I think that's the beauty of mind maps. And you can use them for any different application in your life, whether that's at home or work. So I recommend that you have a look in more detail at mind mapping. It's a great way to organise your life. What it's allowed me to do is to think incredibly quickly, and also to develop quite complex ideas in a very short space of time, which in turn increases your performance and speed of work, and allows you to spend more time on implementing the ideas that you've been able to put down on a mind map. So I really encourage you to read more about mind mapping. Do invest in that very low-cost book by Tony Bazan, and perhaps let me know how you get on. So good luck with your mind mapping.